On a fini de régler les histoires d'Edgewater. Écoutez, on a fait, je pense, toutes les quêtes annexes de la zone. On est parti par Betty. On a ce qu'il faut pour décoller. OMG.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Hmm, tout ça?
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist School of Thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. It can be if abused, but that can be said about anything. However, in the case of the board and Halcyon, sadly, I believe you are correct. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
C'est pour ça.
What about you?
Qui vient avec nous?
What's your story? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now? That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you? Oh, I see. You have my condolences. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Oui, avec sa tenue bleue, on dirait un habitant d'abri.
Thank you, Captain.
Bon, on fera les autres dialogues plus tard. Et sinon, on s'en sort pas. Allons-y.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Je reviendrai. Let's go. Ah, mais faut l'équiper, lui.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Écoutez. Bon, bah, écoutez, on va finir ces trucs-là. Allez.
Philosophism's a
Comme ça, c'est
false
fait.
religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker? What?
Ok, c'est bon.
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
En avant.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain, horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kilkelly. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kilkelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its
Bien vrai, ça.
kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Alors attends, on a un truc à récupérer. Au-dessus. Super. Les déserteurs d'Adélaïde rêvaient d'une vie indépendante, sans ingérence du conseil. Vous leur avez appris une leçon importante, il ne faut jamais rêver. Super. Ah ok. Quand je vais à droite. Sinon je garde que ce qui est bien. Ça je garde. Copain. Putain, il s'est passé quoi là? Pourquoi ça les a mis dans l'autre? Mais... T'as du mal un peu, hein? Ça peut être utile pour les autres. Ah non, mais attendez, c'est vraiment une poubelle? Ah non, ok. J'ai eu peur. J'ai eu très peur. Voilà, j'ai gardé que ce que... Qu'est-ce qui me semblait cool. Comme ça, c'est fait. Bimamoum, ça s'apaise pas, j'espère. Non, c'est bon. Éjecté dans l'espace, exactement. J'ai eu un doute, hein. Je te jure, j'ai eu un doute. Terrible. Oh, j'ai mis de mentionner un détail important dans mon message précédent, parce que je peux être étourdi parfois. Je vous envoie une copie de ma série préférée, Les Aventures spatiales de Singularity Steel. C'est l'histoire d'un pirate spatial ô combien charismatique doté d'un cœur d'acier. Le programme n'ayant jamais reçu l'approbation du conseil, je vous suggère de garder ça pour vous. J'espère que cela vous divertira au cours de vos aventures. Toute ressemblance avec un individu existant est purement intentionnelle. Alors, note à moi-même, me rappeler ce rapport. Non, mieux. Ada, rappelle-moi chaque semaine de consulter ce rapport jusqu'à ce que je te dise d'arrêter. Oui, oui, chaque semaine. Non, Ada. Pas si je suis mort, question idiote. Bref, j'ai vu de mes propres yeux dans le labo de Wells une arme d'une puissance qui confine au sublime. Elle était là, comme une offrande, prête à être embarquée, quand le vieux aurait eu le dos tourné. Peut-être que si j'avais demandé plus gentiment, il m'a dit que c'était un rayon rétrécissant, mais n'a pas voulu que je l'essaie. Tout ça parce que je me suis énervée. Apparemment, sa création a été inspirée par les accomplissements d'autres scientifiques qui avaient osé repousser les limites du savoir humain et de la décence. J'avais déjà entendu des rumeurs concernant ce genre d'armes. Des armes d'une sophistication absolue, aux frontières de l'intelligence et de la science. Mais je n'y croyais pas vraiment, pour être honnête. Mais voir le rayon rétrécissant de Wells a ouvert le champ des possibilités d'obtenir de telles armes surtout. La dernière fois que je me suis mis minable, enfin, que j'ai bu un peu plus que de raison à l'espoir perdu sur le précurseur, à ma décharge, Udom n'y allait pas trop mollo sur la bibine et il a l'air d'être un type bien. J'ai sans vergogne mais discrètement écouté une conversation entre deux martettes qui parlaient d'un scientifique un peu timbré, qui, quelques années plus tôt, avait déclaré avoir fait une découverte qui allait changer le destin de la colonie. Le truc qu'on a tous entendu des dizaines de fois. Mais il y avait quand même un truc intéressant. D'après les mardettes, le scientifique n'arrêtait pas de parler d'un certain pouvoir du marteau. Une arme étrange dotée d'un pouvoir spécial créé par un savant maboule. Sacrément intéressant. Ça pourrait bien être une des armes qui a inspiré Wells. Pourquoi Wells refuse de me donner le rayon rétrécissant? On l'envoie dans le labyrinthe de Tartare et qu'il est pourri ça jamais. Je tiens à dire que je me suis excusée pour lui avoir crié dessus 5 fois. Mais par le grand architecte, cette arme fabuleuse est là, à prendre la poussière, c'est ridicule. J'aurais dû la réquisitionner d'office sans lui demander la permission, ou lui démolir quelques équipements hors de prix quand il m'a dit qu'elle n'était pas terminée, et que même si elle l'était, il ne la confierait sûrement pas à quelqu'un comme moi. Ça veut dire quoi, ça? Que je suis pas digne de confiance? Que je l'utiliserai pour décimer les braves habitants de la colonie comme un psychopathe? Certes, j'ai quelques fréquentations discutables, mais j'ai un code moral établi par moi-même, alors j'aimerais bien qu'on me respecte. Merci. J'ai plus qu'à attendre que Wells l'oublie, ou croit qu'il l'a mal rangé. En attendant, j'ai mené ma petite enquête un peu partout sur Alcyon à propos des autres armes scientifiques. Si les rumeurs sont vraies, j'irai rendre une petite visite aux vendeurs du marché noir sur le Précurseur et à Fallbrook. Le voile holographique projette un déguisement sur vous et vos compagnons, vous permettant ainsi d'accéder aux zones interdites si vous possédez le badge adéquat pour les zones en question. Le personnel non autorisé ne doit pas accéder aux zones interdites sous peine de se faire attaquer sans ménagement. Très bien. Oh, j'ai level up? J'ai level up. Partons un peu là-dedans. Encore. Ah, mais il y a là aussi, hein. Bien. Parfait. Très bien. Très bien, très bien. Allons-y. Donc, le précurseur, c'est là où on va aller. Le labo de l'autre. Typhon. Planétoïde gelé, inhabitable, aux confins du système Alcyon. N'a rien à offrir à la colonie Alcyon. Héphaïstos. Planète la plus proche du Soleil, la compagnie minière Héphaïstos fut la première à y établir des avant-postes, s'appropriant sa planète. La planète entière par la même occasion, je ne sais plus parler. Olympe. La plus grande des deux planètes géantes gazeuses d'Alcyon. Son atmosphère est en proie à des tempêtes perpétuelles, la rendant inhabitable. Monarque. L'un des nombreux satellites d'Olympe, ce qui aurait dû être le deuxième monde habitable d'Alcyon, a été abandonné il y a bien longtemps par le Conseil en raison des horribles créatures voraces qui y vivent. Tartare. Baptisé ainsi en raison de son atmosphère épouvantable, Tartare abrite le complexe pénitentiaire à sécurité maximale du Conseil, le plus connu sous le nom de Labyrinthe. Ou plus connu plutôt, oui. Scylla est l'un des plus gros astéroïdes d'Alcyon et la plus volumineuse des formations rocheuses qui constituent l'amas de Charybde. La compagnie minière Héphaïstos en avait pris possession, mais le site d'exploitation a été abandonné il y a plusieurs décennies. Eridan, la seconde planète géante gazeuse d'Alcyon. Son atmosphère est riche en hydrogène, hélium et autres gaz nobles. Des centrales de distillation installées dans l'atmosphère collectent ces gaz pour les convertir en énergie. Terra 2, planète tellurique idyllique. Les plus riches d'Alcyon vivent dans sa capitale Byzance, tandis que les employés de la colonie vivent dans des localités frontalières appartenant aux entreprises. Le labo de Phineas, centre astéroïdal abandonné situé sur les anneaux de Terra 2, Phineas Verdon Wells se le réappropria pour en faire son laboratoire d'expérimentation et lieu de résidence secret. Précurseur, c'est là où on va aller. Une station orbitale indépendante aménagée dans la coque du premier vaisseau de colonisation d'Alcyon. Sous le commandement du capitaine Junley Tennyson, elle est entièrement gérée par les descendants de l'équipage originel. Ce qui est un peu stylé.
The ground.
Je vois Jimmy. Vous pouvez voir toutes les planètes du système ainsi que les points d'intérêt, blablabla. Oui, il était temps de me le dire avant.
Breaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Et bah c'est parfait, allons-y.
Can we talk?
Oui, on peut.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else? Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was. He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower. And stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. About a year. I tried to do more of the work, so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects, or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Allez, on y va.
I think I'll initiate an
Ah, je peux prendre les deux, c'est bon?
un...
Let's go. Je me souviens pas. On pouvait prendre tout le monde? On doit pouvoir en prendre deux, tout simplement, en fait. Ok, parfait. Bon, ben on est parti pour explorer cette station, hein. Écoutez, alors, si on regarde sa map... Voilà, je me souviens bien de cet endroit, c'est... de par l'exploration.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space.
Mais oui.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss
Ah
ball
bah lui, on
stick,
va
I
le
heard you the
recruter, je
first
crois.
time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it? So your ship's got a dark and violent history? This is just too perfect. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss. Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Hein. Capitaine Gunnar, Macred. Pour plusieurs accusations d'état d'ivresse sur la voie publique, destruction de biens du précurseur, défaut de paiement des frais d'amarrage et refus d'obtempérer. Contactez le commandant Sanita si vous possédez des informations concernant la localisation de Macred. Tout refus de dénonciation est passible d'une amende et d'un emprisonnement. Une preuve de l'élimination est requise pour récupérer la récompense. Phineas, on l'a déjà lu.
That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Le 29, mais il y a un accent suspect selon l'édition que tu prends, Yael.
You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Yep, Marjo.
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. Are you pulling my leg? You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Il est bavard, Léonard.
Glad to help. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them. All right. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udam takes it to an, unhealthy level. You noticed, huh? What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway. Sure thing.
Ça y est.
Be seeing you.
Forcément, en arrivant dans une nouvelle zone, on a beaucoup de discussions. Alors, Cléo, réseau, indépendant, imposteur, objet de la visite inconnue. Vaisseau d'Ossorn mais sans Ossorn. Ils sont pas dupes. Indépendant, aucune cargaison. Le loser de l'Express Hotel a encore dit qu'il faisait partie de l'équipage, mais les autres ont fait comme s'ils le connaissaient pas. Transporteur Special Choice a livré le nouveau masque de Callahan. C'est une blague, j'espère. J'ai fait tourner ce mail dans toute la station et tout le monde pense que c'est une connerie. Si c'en est pas une, bienvenue sur le Précurseur, trou du cul. Utilisateur mécontent 70. Ils sont même pas dignes d'une porkisterie. Vous pensez vraiment que je vais partager un ponton avec une poubelle pilotée par un mercenaire? Je travaille pour la compagnie et j'exige des installations dignes de la compagnie. Cathy Cléo, vous passerez un sacré savon si elle voyait comment vous traitez celui qui a été désigné meilleur employé du mois 2 fois. Oui, je parle de moi. En me donnant le feu vert pour apponter, vous avez signé un contrat moral. J'exige d'obtenir ce qui m'est dû, de la place pour respirer, un poste d'amarrage chauffé pour que je puisse marcher pieds nus, et des employés qui me servent avec le sourire. J'ai eu qu'une seule de ces 3 choses. Je veux que ce problème soit réglé. Il y a 5 minutes, c'est bien compris? Chat sauvage. Eh, ça fait à peine 15 minutes que j'ai apponté, il y a une espèce de malade mental, pieds nus, qui balance de la merde sur mon rafio. Mais de la vraie matière fécale, hein, c'est pas une métaphore. J'ai la permission d'ouvrir le feu ou pas? Un objectif de quête nécessite d'entrer dans une zone interdite où l'on tirera à vue sur vous. Utilisez le déguisement pour éviter d'amorcer directement les hostilités.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the scholar shipped in and out with.
Oui, mais on peut faire ça.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head. Or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Ouais, on est après la zone de départ, Yael. C'est la 3e quête principale, en vrai.
Still waiting to hear back on that bounty for McRed. That aside, not much else. Groundbreaker's keeping calm at the moment. The outlaw scientist fella, right. The board's had it out for him for ages. If you have an inkling of the wheres or what fors of his location, Udon Bedford would surely like to hear it. He'll be in the board offices on the promenade. No doubt dreaming up new ways to be a pain in my ass. He's the board's watchful eye here on Groundbreaker. To the board, yeah. You've read his wanted poster. Whole list of things to get their unders in a wad. But he's never done nothing to Groundbreaker, so I've no problem with him. We keep the poster up to keep the peace is all. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand? Then get to business or get moving. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sunita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore. I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sunita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something. All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any shady stuff. I'd like to keep my job. What can Groundbreaker... Chief Tennyson don't generally hire outsiders for station jobs, but you could try asking at Sublight Salvage. They got an office on the far end of the promenade deck. Anything else I can help you with, mister? Chief Junlei Tennyson. She runs the ship. Does a real great job of it, too. Her family's worked on it for, gosh, since it was built, I think. Back before the crossing.
What's she like? Is she a good boss?
Good as she can be, I guess. What with all the troubles Groundbreaker's facing. She could stand to lighten up, I suppose. But she tries her best to do right by folks, and that's what matters. Sure is, but she makes it look easy. She's real competent, our chief, even if she ain't real friendly. They're run by Miss Hagen. Half the tramp captains and contractors in the system have worked for her. I ought to warn you straight off. Scuttlebutt says some of the jobs they do aren't exactly above board. Downright anti-business, if you catch my meaning. Let's say there's been times when I heard somebody needed a thing, and somebody else had such a thing, but they weren't inclined to sell. Now let's say the one who had the thing suddenly found theirs missing, and the one who needed got one. If anyone asks, Sublight says it got salvaged from an old wreck. Case closed. If anybody could prove them criminals, the board would have put their foot down a long time past. They always got, what do they call it? Deniability? Something gets nicked or someone turns up dead, Sublight says, hey, independent contractor, not our responsibility. But everyone knows what they're doing, top to bottom. Against is a strong word. Let's say that if you need something the board ain't inclined to sell, you might look to Sublight to get it. You might pay Sublight a shitload of bits for it, but that money gets passed on to their contractors, so in the end, it's still business.
You must admit, there is a beauty to the order of it. Everything operates within the constraints of the grand plan, even organized crime.
People do what they gotta to get by. Oh, sure, sorry. Gets a mite boring at this desk, you know. Then I get to chatting too much, and Commandant Sonia's got to reprimand me again, and... Oops, doing it again. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Captain's real understanding.
Can't speak for the captain, but I'm used to listening to folks drone on about their pointless, depressing lives.
Awful generous of you, listening to me like this. That's what I'm here for, sir. Sure, and stuff from outside the system, too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here. That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here, too, then. All right. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless. There's been a whole heap of good advertisements lately. Sometimes I tune in just for those.
Eh ben très bien. Ça en fait, hein, des discussions. Forcément, on est dans une nouvelle zone, donc on doit parler à tout le monde. Ça fait beaucoup. Donc normalement, j'ai le droit de passer, hein. Ouais. Hmm. Je sais pas comment... Non, c'est pas ça que je voulais faire. Comment on met le voile, là? Alors... Ça a l'air d'être automatique. En fait, comme j'ai l'autorisation, de toute façon. Au final...
There it is. Just yank the drawer.
Pistolet modifié, hachette, anneau métallique, chapelet, mal verrouillé. Un indépendant aux activités suspectes, ses biens ont été confisqués avant interrogatoire. Le suspect s'est enfui avant interrogatoire. Ses affaires sont stockées à l'arrière du poste de sécurité en attendant que cet abruti se ramène s'il se ramène un jour. Sublight a fait une offre sur un vaisseau saisi plutôt généreuse, négocier la com habituelle et donner sa part à Lélia. Baston à l'espoir perdu. Indépendant contre-adepte du conseil. Les indépendants font emporter. Capitaine de transporteur arrêté avec plus d'octo que de cellules grises. Vaisseau de Hawthorne saisi sur ordre du dôme Bedford. Pourquoi Hawthorne s'associe à ce serpent du conseil? Un gars des docks secondaires a un peu amoché le lunaire. Complètement cinglé, il disait que la lune allait provoquer la fin du monde. Il a clairement abusé du matos que Macred fait pousser. J'ai un témoin fiable qui me dit que Macred a été vu à l'Express Hotel, mais je trouverai jamais personne pour corroborer. Gardez Gladys à l'œil.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
On va prendre un peu de caféine.
Got it. Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it? I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Et on pouvait passer par derrière en fait.
What do you... Nice doing business with you.
Vous avez trouvé un badge à utiliser avec le voile holographique. Vous bénéficierez automatiquement d'un déguisement lorsque vous pénétrez dans la zone interdite correspondante. Ah bah voilà! Donc si on n'avait pas convaincu, on pouvait passer par ici, voler le badge et repasser de l'autre côté. C'est pas cher payé 27 octo pour pouvoir tout prendre là. Je veux juste vérifier. Si vous avez envie de mettre un petit coup de hache quelque part. Ouais, comme ça. Petit coup.
Gosh, that's clever.
Ah. C'est vraiment pas cher payé, hein. Très bien. Ça, c'est fait. Ensuite... Oh, il y a des ennemis là-dedans en plus.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless.
Somebody was trying to fix this up, but looks like they ain't been here in a long while. Poor old sweetie.
We got a fight on our hands.
Nice one!
Oh, God.
We're not getting through!
Très embêtant l'automéca. Oh putain. Je le sentais venir. L'automéca c'est fort de faux. Je vais peut-être le faire au truc plasma du coup lui.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Okay, keep him quiet. Here we go!
Nice hit. Not getting through.
J'ai enfin trouvé son point faible.
Our body's down. We're not getting through.
All good. C'est quoi la carte? Ah, c'était une carte de Toastball. Je pense juste. Alors que je fouillais dans les docks secondaires, je suis tombée sur une vieille caisse Hammersmith qui avait l'air d'avoir été scellée il y a une éternité. J'ai réussi à l'ouvrir avec un peu de détermination et beaucoup d'huile de coude. Mais je suis restée perplexe devant ma découverte. Un prototype de marteau. Je ne savais pas qu'Hammersmith avait vraiment fabriqué des marteaux. Mais je l'ai ramené dans mon labo pour l'examiner de plus près. Il émet un rayonnement étrange. Sa silhouette reste imprimée sur ma rétine longtemps après que j'ai fermé les yeux. J'ai passé un peu de temps sur le marteau. Son fonctionnement interne est une merveille de sophistication. Un enchevêtrement de systèmes thermiques, électriques et chimiques qui coexistent en parfaite harmonie. Comment est-ce possible? Cette arme est une merveille d'électronique et d'ingénierie. Et beaucoup de ces mécanismes semblent dotés d'une protection contre toute intervention extérieure. Elle est enveloppée d'une étrange signature énergétique, dont j'ignore encore la source. L'air a un goût de cuivre et j'ai perdu plusieurs dents. Ok. Donc c'est du radioactif. J'ai fait un rêve prismatique absolument sublime, le plus beau depuis que je dors à côté du marteau. Mais c'est sans importance. J'ai une bonne nouvelle. La signature énergétique correspond aux insaisissables rayons N de Blondio, ce qui fait passer le nombre des propriétés élémentaires du marteau à 4. Électricité, plasma, corrosion et radiation. La mauvaise nouvelle maintenant, j'ai malencontreusement déclenché un petit incendie en tentant de neutraliser son mécanisme d'autodestruction. Les commandes manuelles du marteau ne fonctionneront peut-être plus jamais. Il n'y a qu'un seul moyen de passer d'un mode élémentaire à l'autre, désormais en le brandissant vigoureusement. Il faudra que je fasse plus attention à l'avenir. J'ai pris la décision de m'enfermer à double tour dans l'atelier. Mes petites expériences se sont avérées infructueuses, ce n'est pas un prototype. J'étais simplement incapable de reconnaître sa perfection. Le marteau est une leçon, un symbole. Il me murmure à l'oreille que le chaos règne sur toute chose, mais qu'avec un peu d'ambition, on peut puiser dans son pouvoir. En faisant s'abattre la discorde sur le monde, il est possible de transmuter le chaos en harmonie. C'est une leçon qu'Alcyon n'est pas encore prêt à entendre. Le marteau prismatique. Il est là. Hein. Hammersmith travaillait sur un marteau offensif, le marteau impulsion. Quand son concurrent aramide balistique en a volé les plans, l'a développé plus rapidement et mis sur le marché en premier avec une campagne publicitaire se moquant d'Hammersmith et de l'absence de marteau dans sa gamme d'armes. Les cadres d'Hammersmith ont donc exigé que le marteau suprême soit produit, mais ce prototype coûtait si cher qu'il n'est jamais entré en production. Les armes scientifiques sont des armes uniques aux effets aussi puissants qu'étranges. Les dégâts des armes scientifiques et la puissance de leurs effets augmentent à mesure que vous améliorez votre compétence de science.
Gosh, ain't that handsome.
Très bien. Ça, c'est fait. Ah. Comment on sort? Au pire, hein? On fait ça. Bon, du coup, là, c'est bon, on peut aller là. Ta-da-da!
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Flavored center. Suck it. Chew
Ah,
it.
j'attends que
You
le
can
taureau
do
n'ait
it.
fini de raconter sa vie. Hop.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch, Tripical Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Je vais vérifier les noms de tout le monde.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown. Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from.
Ouais, j'ai...
Of course. I try and steer...
Ok. Bim bam boum. Oh wow. Elle, ce serait bien pour changer mon bonhomme. C'est un peu plus stylé, quoi, parce que... Voilà. Je comprends, Jimmy. Je comprends. Gladys.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna over in engineering. Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway, and Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. Yeah. What do you want, then? That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Go right ahead, sweetheart. Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess. Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Merci.
Got it. Heads down.
Je travaille sur 2 transporteurs industriels avant de finir ici. Tout le monde a entendu ma triste histoire, mais personne l'a vraiment écouté. Pour eux, je suis qu'un bruit de fond. C'est pas ma faute si le capitaine a décidé de partir plus tôt que prévu. C'est pas ma faute si personne n'a vérifié le manifeste d'équipage. C'est pas ma faute s'ils ont préféré me remplacer par un plein temps. Maintenant, j'ai plus de sous, nulle part où dormir, plus rien. Pour tout le monde, je suis qu'un déchet du précurseur. C'est ça ma vie maintenant. Et si personne n'accepte de m'embaucher, dans son équipage, j'imagine que c'est comme ça que je vais mourir. Bah super. Alors attendez, faisons l'autre porte là, parce que c'est cohérent un peu. C'est les toilettes. Mais bon. Très bien. Maintenant on peut y aller. Déguisement activé. Je vous donne temporairement accès à cette zone. Vos déplacements affaiblissent votre voile. Si la jauge est vide, le personnel s'approchera et vous interrogera. Vous pouvez vous sortir d'un interrogatoire par une conversation habile et ainsi réinitialiser le voile. Mais enchaîner les interrogatoires augmentera la difficulté. Faut que je fasse attention à mes déplacements.
Nicely done.
Looking sharp.
Dr. Dorset's a deft hand with a blade. Hardly leaves a scar.
Bon, c'était pas prévu, mais vas-y, hein.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service. Did he now? The mouth on that man. I swear his late mother'd be ashamed. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate. Our delivery man. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker. The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone. Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads between us, and we don't know everything. I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
Ça marche. Bon, je vais quand même parler à eux. Ah, mais elle, on la connaît aussi. On la connaît. Je veux savoir où ça en est, Irion. Je sais que vous étiez tout excité avec le raccourci de Scylla, mais ça vous dérangerait d'éviter les routes spatiales infestées de pirates pour une fois? Vous savez, les pirates, ces gens qui adorent voler du fret et qui ont horreur des règlements. Notre quotidien à l'infirmerie, c'est scalpel pas aiguisé, médicaments coupés à l'eau, journée à rallonge et mains qui tremblent, me laissez pas tomber. Les négociations avec les autorités externes au précurseur sont au point mort, je sais plus quoi faire. Le conseil refuse de nous envoyer un chirurgien tant que Junlin ne leur reversera pas un tiers de tous les revenus des docks. Espessor Choice acceptera de nous ravitailler uniquement si on signe un contrat d'exclusivité sur leurs produits. Non merci. J'ai vu trop d'aiguilles en tox se casser dans le bras des patients. Il faut que j'en parle à Junli. Mais elle a déjà assez de problèmes comme ça. C'est à se demander si le prix d'indépendance du précurseur n'est pas un peu trop élevé. Bon, j'ai ces deux bonhommes. Du coup, je suis où là? Exactement. Ok. Ok.
You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene. I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. You say that like it's weird. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
What seems to be the problem?
Non, j'ai pas dit qu'il y avait un problème, moi.
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable. If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying. Take care.
Ok, donc c'est donc ça le truc restreint. C'est d'aller parler à l'autre.
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
Tu leur mets une tenue. Hyper.
For the last ratted on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udam as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udam's deposit I'd spent. Udam Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Là.
Any word on Jesse? Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
C'était bien quand il faisait coucou. Fais coucou. Allez. Voilà. Tu reconnais?
Sorry about the heat. Chief Dennison will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's a Spacer's choice beer. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division. You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon. Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as Spacer's Choice is affordable. I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price. Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprout Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony. Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed. Add an additional 10% to your purchase today, and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat. Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint. Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be. It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to. Anything and everything. Whatever you want, we got it. And when you need a replacement, we got that too. Just the opposite. Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop buying new stuff. Oh, sorry. Got the line wrong. You want me to do it again? Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop improving their lives with our fine products. You could go broke buying overpriced Aramid gear, or you could buy from us at a much more reasonable rate. Well, this is just the beginning of a long, fruitful relationship. Who knows what discounts await the loyal customer? Have a look.
Ce fut long, hein. Ce fut long. On peut acheter la tête de lune. Ou la voler.
You couldn't pay me to visit Monarch. Probably get my face eaten off.
Bon, on n'en a pas fini avec l'hôtel.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. This is Halcyon News, reminding you that...
Nice le pistolet là.
There's no I in news, no we in Halcyon, and no Mercury in Saltuna.
Ok. Et il nous reste juste là-haut. Et ensuite l'autre côté et le fond. C'est un peu loin quand on arrive, il faut parler à tout le monde et tout. Mais bon. Ça nous permet d'être sûr d'avoir toutes les quêtes et toutes les options. La VOD est réservée aux clients diamants, mais vous êtes libre de consulter notre catalogue. Des cartouches de divertissement peuvent être louées à la réception. Il y a actuellement 0 cartouche en réserve. Mon ami le canidé géant. Un adorable canidé géant élevé en laboratoire se fait la belle et détruit tout sur son passage, entraînant une famille de chercheurs dans une folle aventure à travers la vallée d'Émeraude. Passer ses vacances loin de la maison n'offre pas le repos escompté, mais ils découvriront que les véritables amis sont parfois les monstres que l'on croise en chemin. Classé RDS pour rire destruction simulée. Victime humaine 11. Élevé par une famille de primates, un homme quitte sa jungle familière pour explorer un monde inconnu, Keystone. Il cherchait banane, frappé, mais il a trouvé l'amour. Notre jeune cadre dynamique saura-t-elle museler cette créature sauvage ou réveillera-t-elle au contraire la bête qui gronde en lui? Classé passion anthropoïde, banano-frappage mutuellement consenti. Alors, feuilleton. Dans ce classique indémodable de l'art culinaire, la chef cuisinière Edna prodigue de précieuses leçons de vie tout en puisant dans les recettes du livre de gâteaux autorisés. Apprenez à organiser votre cuisine, à obéir aux ordres du chef de brigade, à réussir votre génoise et à obéir aux ordres du sous-chef. Quand Edna est derrière les fourneaux, c'est elle qui commande, alors ouvrez grand vos oreilles. Si les murs de l'hôpital spatial pouvaient parler, ils hurleraient d'effroi. Ces docteurs ont tout vu. Ablation de kystes en gravité zéro, tératome d'origine extraterrestre. Le prochain épisode vous réserve une surprise de taille. Pour tenter d'arrêter un voleur de médicaments, le docteur Margrave va devoir se transformer en pyromane récidiviste. Si vous aimez le suspense et l'émotion, ne manquez pas Hôpital Spatial, équipe de nuit. Dans les colonies, une famille ordinaire a des illusions de grandeur. Alors que Lucia travaille dans une conserverie de porc-liers reconstituée, le feignant patenté qui lui sert de mari se creuse les méninges pour qu'elle obtienne une promotion. Ce Benet attachant apprendra-t-il sa leçon un jour ou restera-t-il un éternel insatisfait? Bienvenue chez les Broderick et une ode à cet adage indémodable, il faut savoir se contenter de ce qu'on a. De Veritas à Iceman69. Une lécheuse de bottes Dubé est venue me poser des questions à ton sujet. Elle voulait savoir ce que t'aimais boire, à qui tu parlais, comment t'étais dans la vie. Elle a essayé de me graisser la patte, j'ai empoché les octos et je lui ai balancé un ramassis de conneries. Faudra que tu surveilles tes arrières à ton retour, j'ai pas envie qu'on te retrouve dans la vie d'ordure. Ça faisait un moment, t'es sur le long courrier pour Dashkova au moment où je t'écris. J'espère que tout se passera bien. J'ai trouvé un local pour ton rassemblement quand tu reviendras. C'est juste une réserve, mais c'est au calme, ce sera plus sûr que le bar. Tu devrais pouvoir faire tenir tous tes invités ou presque. C'est gratuit, rien à payer, je te paierai une bière à l'occasion. Alors, de Rizzo à Macred, je vous demande de vous arrêter. Monsieur Macred, nous avons examiné votre soumission pour la 10e fois et nous estimons toujours que champignon galactique n'est pas un arôme acceptable pour une boisson Rizzo. Mais même si nous avions envisagé la possibilité d'exploiter votre idée, les échantillons que vous nous avez envoyés étaient dangereusement hallucinogènes. Votre colis a déclenché une véritable panique dans notre centre de tri, alors qu'il n'était même pas encore ouvert. Je vous demande de ne plus nous contacter à l'avenir.
Easy does it.
C'est tout? Good. Il n'est pas rendu les gens.
CMP chicken and
C'est intéressant. Clan. Dernier message. Vous avez fait le bon choix, le choix Spacer Choice en signant votre contrat de travail. J'arrête pas de vous dire que le chapeau ne me va pas, il a un défaut. Combien de gens ont porté ce truc avant moi? C'est ça ma vie maintenant? Parce que si c'est le cas, je vais le faire. Je serai votre homme lune, mais vous me ramasserez à la petite cuillère. J'espère que tu vas bien, maman. Je voulais te donner quelques nouvelles. Je vois passer beaucoup de mécanos à la boutique. Je me souviens de l'époque où je tournais des boulons toute la journée sur Terra 2 à la maison. Lilia Hagen de Sublight m'a dit que je pourrais toujours me reconvertir dans la récupération d'épaves si ça ne marche pas ici. Tu veux bien faire la bise à papa et à tout le monde de ma part, s'il te plaît? C'est super qu'on puisse rester en contact comme ça me fait du bien, ces petits souvenirs de la maison. Profitez bien du colis Spacer Choice que je vous ai envoyé, c'est des bons produits. Je sais que vous trouverez la même chose là-bas, mais je me disais que tu serais fier de voir que j'ai la réduction des employés. Je crois que c'est pénible, mon bureau est le plus proche des dissipateurs, donc je vous laisse imaginer pourquoi j'ai envie de prendre 3 douches par jour, je compatis. On a identifié le problème, on a mis du monde dessus et des outils. C'est un problème technique qui demande une réponse technique. En attendant, profitez des rations d'eau supplémentaires et faites des pauses, vous les avez méritées. Si vous manquez cruellement d'air frais, demandez à l'ingénieur le plus proche de vous indiquer un endroit mieux aéré. Recherche passionnante possédant autorisation d'atterrir à Stellar Bay et éthique flexible. Rapatriement contre rémunération de pièces détachées récupérées légalement. Plus de détails après validation du contrat. Mandat d'arrêt en cours, quasi judiciaire, on ne pose pas de questions. Nos vérifications internes permettent d'écarter les criminels dangereux. Ce blight le bénéfice du doute en toutes circonstances. Contactez Lilia Hagen pour plus d'informations. Entrepôt à côté du stand de Spratwurst, premier étage. Le vagabondage. Les bureaux d'Alcyon Holding Corporation et ses abords directs sont réservés à l'usage exclusif du conseil. Toute présence et tout usage non autorisé sont passibles d'une amende. Sont considérés comme la propriété du conseil les présents bureaux d'Alcyon Holding sur le précurseur, l'espace devant mon bureau personnel, l'espace derrière mon bureau personnel, mon pas de porte, mon ponton et plus important encore mes escaliers. Merci de votre coopération. Udom Bedford, agent de liaison assermenté. Veuillez noter que le prochain spationaute que je surprends à boire de l'alcool sur les escaliers de l'ambassade remportera un aller simple à travers le sas. C'est la 3e fois que je vois afficher ce message et je commence à en avoir assez. Je n'hésiterai pas à diligenter une enquête officielle du conseil et à punir le coupable comme il se doit. Félix Milston.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
Salvage is a family business. We've got each other's back.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen.
Un autre sous-traitant a été abattu par une navette d'assaut de l'UDL. Ceci est votre rappel quotidien que les entreprises légales ne prennent pas la fuite en présence des autorités. Et c'est ce que nous sommes. Gardez votre calme. Montrez-leur vos papiers. Si vous vous retrouvez devant la justice, je vous ferai sortir. Quelqu'un a vu Osorn récemment? J'ai besoin de quelqu'un de fiable. Catherine rapporte plus d'argent à ce blight que vous tous réunis, bande de sprats. À partir d'aujourd'hui et jusqu'à nouvel ordre, vous devez la considérer comme une extension de mon propre bureau. En parlant de ça, Tobias, commande-moi une extension pour mon bureau. Livraison à Fellbrook. Liqueur de pourpaille, beaucoup. Vodka spectre, encore plus. Pornographie du générique, les autochtones sont pas difficiles. Pornographie de l'exotique pour les quelques autres. Space Cake surprise, je sais pas ce que c'est, mais c'était sur le bon de commande de la semaine dernière, alors essaie d'en trouver ou mets-toi au fourneau. Poster de Toast Ball dédicacé par Trou Noir Holcomb. Holcomb, du coup, il s'appelle. Tobias, c'en est où l'extension pour mon bureau? La semaine des ébavistes. Mon scanner de fréquence m'a appris que les Mardettes avaient saisi un vaisseau indépendant à cause du comportement de son capitaine. L'équipage a dépensé tellement d'octos au bar de Vera qu'ils n'ont plus les moyens de faire lever la saisie. Le premier qui arrive à choper les droits pour le récupérer aura l'honneur de s'asseoir dans mon bureau pour voir une vraie professionnelle en action. Un des nôtres a eu une altercation avec un des leurs. On a encore perdu un sous-traitant. On a récupéré le vaisseau et mis un 10e des profits de côté pour payer les funérailles. J'abandonne jamais mes gars. Un petit sprat m'a dit qu'une caisse de porquistes avariés avait atterri au fond d'un canyon sur Monarch. On va voir quelle quantité on peut revendre. D'ailleurs, tant que j'y pense, je vous interdis de manger au stand de Tati Cléo jusqu'à nouvel ordre. Il se passe des trucs pas nets en cuisine. La prochaine fois que quelqu'un trouve un vaisseau abandonné et décide de le démanteler, il a intérêt à envoyer une équipe de nettoyage au milieu des débris avant que les maraudeurs viennent se servir. On est des récupérateurs, pas des charognards.
Sublight for life. Corporations never lifted a finger for me.
Allez, hein. Alors forcément, vu que c'est une station, ce qu'on n'a pas à faire en exploration de déplacement, on a à le faire en discussion. J'imagine que c'est peut-être un peu lourd pour vous, mais c'est aussi ce qui donne tout le décor.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the unreliable? Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door. Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
Avec mon gun toujours pointé sur les gens. Le péril des frontières, par Ophelia Sweeney. C'est fascinant de voir à quel point nous avons dédié nos ressources aux étoiles alors qu'il y a encore tant de problèmes à régler sur Terre. En exposant notre espèce fragile à la grandeur du cosmos, colons et spationautes sont devenus vulnérables aux mystères des autres mondes. Le destin d'une civilisation tournée vers l'extérieur pourrait dépendre d'un simple mauvais calcul, d'une variable passée inaperçue et de tant de catastrophes extraterrestres. L'imprudence et l'impatience sont peut-être ancrées dans les gènes de l'humanité, sans pour autant être des erreurs génétiques malgré ce que d'autres peuvent en dire. Très bien. Oh, c'est quoi ça? C'est Black, une entreprise légale. Chers contractuels, si les autorités sont sur votre dos, notre équipe juridique vous a préautorisé à réciter ce passage de nos droits de commerce colonial. Conformément à la législation réglementant la conservation de porcs en conserve, la dite entreprise est par conséquent habilitée à collecter, utiliser et disposer du matériel et accessoires agricoles non utilisés à sa convenance et ou à but lucratif. En résumé, si on fait dans la viande en conserve, on peut légalement démanteler des tracteurs et des pièces de tracteurs. C'est pourquoi je garde une conserve de porc dans un coffre-fort de ce Black sur une autre planète, et que les marchandises que vous apportez sont catégorisées comme du matériel agricole. Tout ce qu'on fait est parfaitement légal. Maintenant, ramenez-nous de l'oseille. Salut Alonso. Disons qu'elle est border, quoi. Au niveau légal. Plus que ça.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my
Mais pas
office.
légal du tout.
Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. I didn't ask. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch.
There is always a catch.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits. These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down. Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities. Thank you. I work hard to keep it that way. Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes trouble. Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate. Very.
I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one. Ask. I have nothing to hide. Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
Très bien. On est quasi à 2 heures de conversation là. Est-elle? Mais qui est-elle? Je m'en rappelle pas
If
d'elle.
you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen? You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices. Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike. Terra frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret, a mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry. Legally? No. The terra frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat. Just as well, near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats. Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
Très bien. Merci pour l'info.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons, for those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull. Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape. Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
Alors. Oh. Stylé ça. Hein. Merci. Attends, je suis où là par rapport au tout début? Ah, je suis encore là. Eh ben, on n'est pas rendu. Nom de Zeus. Ah. Manuel de réparation des automécas cuisiniers de Tati Cléo. Veuillez suivre l'ensemble des protocoles de sécurité recommandés avant d'entretenir ou nettoyer votre unité. Elle est équipée d'un système anti-piratage qui déclenche un mécanisme d'autodéfense de l'appareil de cuisine. L'autodéfense annule et remplace toute fonction pacifique. Veuillez également à désactiver et retirer tout appareil de découpage, tranchage, moulinage, remplissage, hachage, désossage ou d'attendrissage avant d'ouvrir les panneaux d'accès. Il est essentiel de... Une giclée de sang couvre le reste du manuel. Ah. Je vais parler de l'autre côté, hein. Ok, il a pris le contrôle.
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. This unit would clarify. There is a dead mechanic in the kitchen. User error in the maintenance of this unit's cutlery engaged several systems at once. The slicer, the grinder, the tenderizer. This unit is not designated for cleaning duties and cannot be compelled to accept another unit's responsibilities. This unit behaves precisely as it was engineered. Neither this unit nor its corporate proprietor claim any responsibility for the mess. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes. Meals come by this unit. Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of
Go back to
terrorist
Byzantium, you
Phineas Wells.
gold-plated
Report any
bastards.
sightings to your local board.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
Donc j'ai ça. Je vais faire l'autre côté d'abord avant de faire les deux gros trucs qui restent. Quelqu'un a vu le soldat Taylor? Ça fait des jours que j'ai pas vu. Et c'en est où cette histoire de toilette bouchée? Si la chef Ging m'a bien appris un truc, c'est que le moral de l'équipage est proportionnel à la propreté des latrines. Toucher à leur lieu d'aisance, c'est toucher leur intimité à leur dignité. Donc c'est simple, préparez-moi ces chiottes. Même si notre dernier rassemblement sur le Précurseur remonte à quasiment 20 ans, je me disais que ce serait sympa de réunir toute la clique encore une fois. Je sais que les choses ont bien changé. Certains bossent sur des longs courriers, d'autres sont passés du côté des corpos. Et il y en a sans doute qui sont morts, ou qui sont sur Tartare et qui liront jamais ce message, mais je perds pas espoir. Personne n'a répondu à ma dernière invitation, j'espère que c'est parce que vos plannings dégueulent de réunions de famille et d'opportunités professionnelles. Restez libres et indépendants. Spacer, ça s'appelle. Iceman, salut à tous. Je sors à peine du frigo après une tournée à Dashkova. 2 ans à l'aller, 2 ans au retour. On était à peine décongelés que la radio du Précurseur nous a annoncé que l'amarrage allait être retardé. Je vous laisse imaginer ma tête. On attend 1 heure, 5 heures, et puis les heures se sont transformées en jours. Au bout du compte, on a passé une putain de semaine à attendre un ponton sur ce tas de ferraille à la con. Et comme pendant ce temps-là, on se tourne les pouces, ben on n'a même pas été payé. Je sais pas vous, mais j'ai des traites à payer. Une famille que je vois pas assez souvent, des dettes ras la gueule, et même quand je bosse pas, il faut que je paye. Faut trouver ça normal, sérieux? Les convoyeurs devraient avoir certains droits, non? Faut qu'on fasse quelque chose. Si vous êtes d'accord avec moi, laissez un message ici, et je répondrai quand je reviendrai de Jensen dans 3 ans. 3 ans. Vous n'avez plus l'accréditation nécessaire pour consulter ce message. Votre tentative a été consignée dans le registre. Recherche. Ce message n'existe pas. Message vide. J'aimerais répondre de manière franche et définitive à tous ceux qui se sont plaints de la qualité des vies sur le Précurseur. Oui, je sais que sur le pont promenade, pue la mort. Nos ancêtres pionniers n'ont pas bâti les fondations de notre avenir en se goinfrant de Spratwurst et de Porlier. Mais c'est notre réalité aujourd'hui. Si on peut en faire des salaisons, le mettre en boîte ou le coller dans un emballage hermétique, alors on est en droit d'appeler ça de la nourriture. Les employés de SC font avec ce qu'ils ont sous la main. Et ce qu'on a sous la main, c'est de la viande qui pue, des montagnes de sel et 11 parfums de moutarde différents, au dernier comptage. Essayez de vous régaler avec. Ceci est un rappel collectif de notre politique en matière de saisie de biens. Si c'est le conseil qui a saisi votre vaisseau, réglez ça avec le conseil. Leur ambassade se trouve dans le bâtiment tape à l'œil qui est face à l'entrepôt de Sublight. Merci d'envoyer vos questions, vos factures impayées et vos messages injurieux directement chez eux. Surtout les messages injurieux. Si c'est le Précurseur qui a saisi votre vaisseau, payez vos putains de factures et laissez mes équipes bosser en paix. Je cherche en urgence un nouvel équipage à rejoindre. Ça fait presque 1 an que je traîne sur Alcyon. Je ne sais pas ce qui empêche ma nouvelle affectation. C'est la première fois que j'attends aussi longtemps pour rejoindre un autre transporteur. J'avais prévu d'embarquer sur un des rares longs courriers en partance pour la Terre, mais j'en ai trouvé aucun. En ce moment même, les Les plus rapides jusqu'aux planètes intérieures semblent plus rares que les trajets extérieurs. Si quelqu'un a des informations à propos d'un job à venir, merci de les poster ici. Alors voilà mon histoire. Mon vaisseau était en piteux état, mais on a réussi à le traîner jusqu'au précurseur tant bien que mal. On ne pouvait pas payer les frais de réparation, d'amarrage et de carburant, et encore moins les pénalités pour défaut de paiement, donc je suis plus ou moins coincé ici. Et en plus, ils ont saisi mon vaisseau et l'ont revendu pour pièces. Je suis tellement blacklisté à cause de cette histoire que plus aucun transporteur des corporations veut m'engager. J'espère que je trouverai une âme charitable parmi vous, avec du boulot et une couchette libre. Merci de votre attention. Cet avis a été posté 56 fois en 632 jours. C'est l'histoire. Alors, on continue.
Watch out, there's some puddles of... Actually, it's best not to contemplate that.
Mais il y a un milliard de passages, là.
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
C'est à faire. Attends, mais c'est pas fini.
Hello? Is someone there? Help! I'm locked in here. Can you get me out?
I'm ready for this! Got him! Damn it! Wow! Great work!
Sorry. The toilets overflowed on me at least twice.
Got it. Inside voices.
J'aime plus quand t'as dit ça. J'ai pas sur cet endroit, j'ai pas dû y aller dans ma première partie. Hors de travail de maintenance, Vera a dit que la plomberie de l'espoir perdu fait encore des siennes. Allez jeter un œil à l'endroit habituel. Tant que vous y êtes, quelqu'un a bloqué sa clé derrière une porte. C'est la porte qui est verrouillée. Et dès que vous sentez d'attaque, revenez me voir et on parlera des dissipateurs thermiques pour la 100e fois.
Is anyone there? I can
Ouais,
hear
j'arrive.
footsteps. Don't just leave me here.
J'arrive, mais je vérifie d'abord ce qu'il y a là. Mmh. Pourquoi pas? Sauf que du coup, c'est le même type de balle. Mais non. On y arrive.
This is the simple truth.
Du coup, c'est
We
le
are
fameux
all
Taylor.
molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions.
Juste une save.
Hear me, please hurry.
Therefore, our lives are predestined along a path that is only visible in retrospect. Life is fated and unstoppable.
If you can hear
I
me,
don't know,
please
Mr.
hurry.
Vicker. That seems like quite a leap.
Overflowed on me at least twice.
Easy.
You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet. Thanks again, friend. What usually happens on this partially pressurized rust bucket? Something broke. Well, actually, two things broke. First, the damn toilet overflowed. When I came to clean that up, the damn door decided to close and lock on me. Time stood still. I was aware of nothing but the smell. Ugh, could have been days. Ah, shit. That means I haven't clocked out in days. Song is gonna have my ass for wage theft. You're gonna shake me down after I was trapped in a shit-covered bathroom? Is that how it is? That all? Of course. Everyone on the ship's gonna hear about this. Hell, it's the only chance I've got to keep my job.
Bon, je l'ai sauvé. C'est à faire. On a retrouvé le soldat Taylor. Ah oui, parce qu'il y a une autre porte.
Great work.
C'est pas fini. Là, c'est ça, ok. Et là, il y a encore là-bas. Ah, waouh. On va s'en sortir.
Look out!
Don't mess with us! I have your back, Captain.
Everyone all right?
Encore une arrière-boutique. Maîtresse lourde. Est-ce qu'on devrait passer au vicaire? Hein? Moi, je pense que si, hein. Hop là.
Great work.
Hey, how'd you get back there?
On se reparle après. C'est pas fini.
Seems like a fine way to die, but... All right, let's check it out.
Anki a un tuyau pour aller récupérer des trucs intéressants. C'est un des anciens hangars du Précurseur. La porte avait été murée, mais quelqu'un est tombé dessus en fouinant dans les quartiers des Dockers. On a le feu vert de Lila. On va pouvoir prendre possession des lieux dès qu'on aura fini de traiter les derniers arrivages. Je t'envoie en reconnaissance. Essaie de trouver un panneau mal fixé. Commence par grimper sur les couchettes et avance vers le mur du fond. Lilia nous a dit de surveiller nos arrières. Elle pense qu'on est suivi. Rien de neuf, quoi. C'est Lilia.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you. Why, it gets you the weapon best suited for your lifestyle.
All the better for performing a little percussive maintenance.
Self-improvement, including one's weapons, is always a worthy endeavor.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on that bad boy. Bunker down in a bush someplace and pop off heads. What if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise? Extended ammo magazine and a barrel heatsink to bump up rate of fire. Only takes a bit of elbow grease and a spot of engineering know-how. Most ships have a workbench near the cargo hold. Ours is in engineering. You could take your new toys over there if you feel like tinkering. No and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys. Right here for a start. I got a fair selection. Modified weapons are my specialty. A what? Sorry, hon. Here at Bell's Shells, we just don't discuss impolite topics, and WARRANTIES tops the list. So, what can I get you?
Oh, on a plus que cette boutique et on aura fini ce côté, tout le côté là. C'est un bar d'ailleurs, c'est une boutique.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the dangers of...
I've seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicker. Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
En train de vomir? Donc cette personne est en train de vomir. Ne le dérangeons pas davantage. Alors, bim bam boum, je vérifie juste qu'il n'y a personne de nommé. On est bon, il nous reste juste la dame là, du coup.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. Some big shot down in Byzantium's holding auditions for a new adventure serial. So yay, another 6 of those next season. The Radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to fixing it. Couldn't say, and I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here, and it's only gonna get worse. They're supposed to gather up all the heat the systems generate and vent it into space. Instead of the heat going where it ought, though, it seems to be blowing straight down the promenade. Weeks? I lost track. Too law-damn long. Engineering. Chief Junlei Tennyson, to be precise. She runs this heap. Best she can, anyway. Don't know what's got her dragging her heels, but I wish she'd hurry it up. That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Junlei in engineering. There's nobody who knows more about the station's guts. Any system you could name, June's crawled around inside and made it better. She doesn't come around here often, though. Don't see her as much of a drinker. Too straight-laced for that. Nothing you need and everything you want.
Bon, plein de boissons. Ok. On va pouvoir aller au fond. Et on fera la pause avant d'aller au bâtiment d'Alcyon. Bon bah ça va. Petit 2 heures quand même pour faire tout le tour, mais... Il y avait du boulot.
Those XF411s? Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
When you were sick, who took your temperature?
Good law, the heat in here is
Ok, elle veut pas me parler.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Procédant. Encore des plaintes sur l'état des docks. J'ai déjà dit aux Mardettes qu'ils pouvaient virer Macri et sa bande des hors-la-loi quand ils voulaient. Ils sont tellement obsédés par la paperasse et ces histoires de mandat qu'ils attendent que quelqu'un d'autre fasse le sale boulot à leur place, et en toute discrétion. Désolé les gars, c'est pas mon boulot. Le moral a baissé de 18% depuis l'arrivée de Martin Callahan. C'est à cause de son putain de masque. J'ai encore trouvé un mouchard dans mon bureau. Un truc de la taille d'une balle de toastball, avec un fil relié directement à Sublight. Toujours aussi subtil, Lilia. J'aurais prête à jurer que le chef cuisinier automécanique a débarqué avec un technicien de la compagnie. Aucun manifeste indique que ce type ait quitté la station. Va falloir qu'on regarde ça sérieusement. Ah oui, c'est celui qui est mort. L'infestation de Sprat dans l'Express Hotel devient hors de contrôle. Si j'apprends qu'Ethel s'est encore mise à faire un élevage, je jure sur la loi que je balance son stand à travers le sas. Vos accusations et toutes les conséquences qu'elles impliquent me plongent dans le plus grand désarroi. Je ne doute pas que nous puissions tendre vers une compréhension mutuelle. Car après tout, quelle est la raison d'être d'un agent de liaison, si ce n'est de faciliter le rapprochement entre deux grandes puissances telles que le Conseil et vous-même? Quand vous accepterez de revenir à la table des négociations, je vous prie d'étudier à nouveau mon projet d'extension de l'ambassade. Les gages de bonne volonté sont toujours récompensés. Udom Bedford, agent de liaison assermenté. Le conseil a rejeté ma demande de pièces de dissipateur une fois de plus, alors que je les avais caressées dans le sens du poil avec quelques donations ciblées. Détail amusant, quand j'ai utilisé mes privilèges d'administratrice pour examiner les communications sortantes, j'ai remarqué un pic d'activité provenant de votre bureau. Vous avez choisi vos mots avec soin, mais j'ai isolé une phrase particulièrement parlante. Laissons la grenouille dans l'eau bouillante encore quelques temps. Et je me retrouve sans pièces de rechange. Vous jouez avec nos vies. Ils vous ont installé dans mon vaisseau spécialement pour me pourrir la vie, ou c'est juste une passion chez vous? Hop. On a combien de temps de jeu là? 9 heures. Il y a des gens qui le finissent en 11 heures. Pas nous.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Hold on. There's something you should know before you go charging off. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants
Mais j'ai
now.
déjà clean cette zone.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Let's go! T'en fais des quêtes, hein? Bah ouais, on va tout coller en même temps, ça devrait le faire.
Sorry about the heat. Here, drink up. No excuse for dehydration on my watch. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gang, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. It was different knowing that I couldn't turn to anyone who could answer the tough questions for me. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out. I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe. You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when. You've got my attention. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention.
Bisous. Je voudrais bien son livre là. Je sais pas si ça se fait. Oh si, j'ai pu le voler. Tout va bien.
Nicely done.
Making my way there.
Je peux pas la voler, hein. Pas comme ça. Déjà qu'elle est sourde.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Ingénieur.
You've missed 3 shifts without notice. I was fixing that toilet you sent me to repair. The one above the Lost Hope?
That was days ago.
The fucking door, it locked behind me. And it wasn't until this freighter captain found me that I...
You're lucky the chief would have my ass if I spaced you. Now get back to work, Private.
Right away, sir. Suppose it's time to reevaluate.
You should clear out. Engineering's a dangerous place to wander until we get those radiators fixed.
Bon bah go la mission de réparation. What? Pourquoi il me dit là? Les docks secondaires, c'est pas... C'est marrant ça qu'ils me disent là. Ah ouais. Attends, c'est une autre zone? Ok, on va faire une petite pause ici alors. Pardon.
Who the... Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Merci pour ton sub, Lisa. Merci beaucoup.
Ok.
C'est comme ça. Merci.
Quiet.
Where did that chewy gristle go? Shoot on sight, jesters!
Je vais voir si je peux négocier avec lui du coup.
Keep
Le
it quiet,
Frozen. Mais il est passé où Mac Truc? On l'a perdu.
Not another step in that. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain. I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like the sound of your voice.
Alors oui, ça se passe bien Frozen, mais on vient de faire 2 heures de dialogue sur le précurseur. Il y a beaucoup. Il y a beaucoup à dire. Mais oh! C'est le principe de la zone. Mais ça y est, je commence à avoir bientôt fini le tour. C'est une aventure.
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back, with the crew. You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You bring tribute, sacrifices, prophecy,
En
shit
vrai,
like that.
Frozen, de ce que je m'en souviens de ma toute première partie, tu peux vraiment passer beaucoup de temps dans les dialogues. Vraiment, c'est un truc que j'avais dit. Mais c'est parce que je fais une partie justement où on discute et parce que je fais les dialogues, mais... pas un jeu où tu fais beaucoup d'action, hein. Pas un reproche, mais juste pour te dire parce que tu dis le calme avant la tempête. Oh là, peut-être je vais tuer ces 3 mecs là, mais c'est tout quoi. Je veux dire qu'il y a un bounty sur sa tête.
Neighbor from above. Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's hungry for justice. Alive or dead? Rare or medium? What's it
Je dois
gonna
faire les autres
be?
propositions.
How do you want me cooked, bounty hunter? My
Ah.
flame? Shit. Little flick here got me started on the pyro path. Fine. He's yours. Give him a good home.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat Mr. Flick extra nice on account of he's your friend.
You call your lighter Little Flick?
I'll miss my baby pyro, but it beats losing my head. This court needs its king, and I'm one of a kind.
En gros, pour faire simple, tu peux jouer le jeu en mode tu fais que les dialogues essentiels et du coup tu vas beaucoup plus avoir un rythme où t'as plus d'action quoi. Mais moi là dans le truc que je suis partie, c'est exactement comme ma première partie. Je peux persuader énormément les gens, etc. Donc en fait, bah là regarde, il n'y a pas eu de bagarre en final. Je peux crocheter des trucs. Rien n'empêche de détruire tout le vaisseau, de tuer tout le monde. Mais voilà. Je pense que la majorité des gens auront une expérience où c'est essentiellement du dialogue.
Keen eyes you got there. Sunita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have something to remember her by. Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it. They rejected it again, didn't they? I thought I could take my fungus garden and go corporate, you know? Damn! Well, maybe I'm better off.
Rizzos wouldn't know innovation if it bit him on their backsides. You're a natural inventor, Mr. McRed. Don't let him get you down.
Kind of you to say, engine gal. You're a lighter in dark times. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile. Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank. Everything has a price. How much are you willing to pay? Tribute it is. And ain't this just a royal sum?
Don't we need those bits, Captain? To buy the key from the lady?
The principles of the universe dictate that sometimes we must appease others to keep from being roasted alive.
You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts. My crew won't get in your way.
Et oui, pour ce qu'on disait juste à l'instant, c'est plus une question de gestion par rapport au stream et tout, mais moi je trouve l'univers très bien, très sympa, très intéressant. C'est une proposition de genre que deviendrait l'humanité dans des centaines d'années si elle colonisait l'espace. C'est marrant. C'est marrant.
Even the proverbial unwashed masses would turn their noses up at this place.
Juste du coup, on se parle pas beaucoup, quoi. Mais ça me va. Non, pas de grande discussion de ce fait.
You get that automech patch? McRed wants it up and running.
I'm trying to think of a good name before I wake it up.
Don't give it a name. What are you thinking? It hasn't got a heart? Not like us.
Alors, je suis contente de ce qui s'est passé au niveau de comment j'ai géré le problème à Edgewater. C'était cool.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
Alors oui, je peux imaginer, oui. Ok. On va essayer de sauvegarder fréquemment. suis bientôt level 10 d'ailleurs. Un bon palier.
You're the first person I've seen who talked their way past McRed. That may not sound like much, but take my word for it. Wow. Junlei sent me down to collect the parts we need to fix the radiators. McRed got me all distracted sucking fumes and talking about the cosmos.
Youth these days have no principles.
I can't tell if you brought friends or if I'm still seeing things, so maybe I ought to lay off the fumes and head back to work. I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Parfait. Ça, on va éviter. Oh. Je veux ça, moi.
What do you think you're doing? You and I never crossed orbits.
Hihihi. C'est quoi? Là. Ah ouais. Pour la cabine. Parfait. Mais ouais, je pense que sur la zone de monarque, il va falloir qu'on soit plus en ligne droite. Ce qui n'empêche que, ensuite, on verra où on en est. Genre, comment on avance dans le jeu. Si on n'a pas le temps, au moins, comme ça, on aura fini. Ça veut pas dire qu'on a fini après monarque, hein, mais c'est pas ça que je veux dire. Pour être sûr de boucler une version du let's play dans les temps.
We got another complaint. People don't like worms in their shrooms.
Aw, they're just tilling the soil. Besides, they're my friends.
Find a new friend. This worm fixation is screwing with our bottom line.
Où sont les pièces du coup? Elles sont là-haut. Okay. De l'autre côté. Ouais, compliqué. Mais c'est parce qu'il y a des choses que vous savez pas aussi au niveau des... des impératifs. Les backstage sont vénères au niveau du timing.
Today's my birthday.
Oh yeah? Fuck your birthday.
Genre vraiment. Le fuck your birthday, c'est pas très gentil, hein.
Fantastic, we've got them. Now we can move on to cleaner pastures.
Ok. On fait 2 quêtes de résolu. Je fasse gaffe à l'heure. Ah, on savait. Hein. On savait. C'est bon.
This is Halcyon News.
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation. More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
Ah, c'est pour ça que cette porte était pas ouverte. Arrêtez de me fixer comme ça. Non mais...
The controls are in the back of the machinery shaft area.
Au CHHQG de la Terre, transmis par sonde archivée à la source, j'ai l'honneur de vous informer que le précurseur est bien arrivé dans le secteur de la Grange. Nous avons débarqué nos logements préfabriqués, nos réserves et les colons sur leurs mondes coloniaux respectifs. Puissent-ils prospérer et se développer. Maintenant que les étapes 1 et 2 de la mission ont été effectuées conformément à notre contrat, ma famille devient propriétaire du précurseur, conservant son activité en tant que comptoir d'échange indépendant, escale de réparation et transporteur de marchandises. Avant de terminer cette transmission, je tiens à souhaiter mes vœux les plus sincères à la Terre. Tant de choses nous attendent, mais n'oublions pas d'où l'on vient. Certaines personnes particulièrement riches et détestables parmi nos voisins coloniaux semblent avoir mal compris pourquoi je nous ai fait venir ici. Ce n'était certainement pas pour un salaire à 9 chiffres qui pue le sang et un logo Spacer Choice tatoué sur mon cul. Ni pour taxer tous les vaisseaux de passage jusqu'à leur dernier octo. Le précurseur n'a aucun rôle à jouer dans le succès ou l'échec de l'entreprise Alcyon. Point final. Ces termes ont été clairement négociés et couchés par écrit avant même que je mette les pieds sur ce vaisseau. Si quiconque souhaite remettre en cause notre indépendance, qu'il s'adresse à l'un des Tennyson. Nous sommes une entreprise familiale. Même si tous les Tennyson rendent leur dernier souffle, le précurseur honorera notre mémoire et défendra sa liberté.
Here we go. Good one.
Nice kill.
We're not getting through.
Jump again. Ah mais c'est là-haut. Ah oui c'est là-haut. Putain je viens de me cramer. Oh. Voilà.
Who would like to die first? Don't mess with us.
Des vilaines bêtes. Ah, dommage, Regan. Je me disais, c'est marrant, elle est pas là. J'ai pensé il y a pas longtemps, là. Voilà.
Good news? Song tells me the security mechanicals booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they
Okay.
kill next. Sneak past if you can. Shoot back if you need to. I can always fix them later.
Let's go.
Get past that armor. Oh!
Je mettais devant, Denis.
Everyone all right?
C'est chiant. Je pense qu'on était mieux avec ça quand même. Ah, on n'a pas essayé ça. Si on l'a essayé un petit peu. Mais pas beaucoup. Peut-être fallait que t'arrives pour qu'il y ait de l'action Frozen. Finalement.
Here they come.
Automech destroyed. Investigating.
Il me fait peur lui. Regarde-le. Ouais. Par contre, ouais, je vais changer mon programme pour cette nuit. Pas le choix. Absolument pas le choix.
That's the terminal. I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pumps. And if you don't know what that means, just look for a command that says cycle dropper.
Performing.
Armor's too strong! Hit him with something else!
That's the last of them.
L'équipage commence à s'agiter sérieusement. On est obligé de retaper la vieille carcasse du précurseur avec des rustines et des bouts de ficelle. La plupart du temps, il faut qu'on cannibalise un système pour en réparer un autre. Grand-mère avait appris à vivre avec. Il faudra que je m'en fasse autant. J'arrive à remonter le moral des troupes, mais qu'est-ce qui va se passer si je suis plus dans le coin? Le vrai test, ce sera de voir si le précurseur arrivera à garder son indépendance quand je serai plus là. Mais je parie que oui. J'ai mis la main sur du vieux schéma de la chef King. Le précurseur a dû morfler pendant la traversée parce qu'elle a passé la moitié de sa carrière à le retaper. Ils ont dû faire pas mal de compromis quand ils ont construit ce rafio. Au milieu des papiers, j'ai aussi trouvé le plan d'un hangar qui correspond à aucun de mes documents. Sûrement un endroit qui a été condamné au moment ou à un autre comme des globules qui isolent une infection. J'aime pas m'étendre sur mes sentiments ici, mais chaque fois que j'ouvre un panneau ou que je trouve un bidouillage dans les entrailles de cette vieille carlingue, j'ai l'impression que tu m'envoies un message de l'au-delà, grand-mère.
Done. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
Avec plaisir. Pardon, mais Regan, pas toi. Alors, du coup, au risque de me répéter, non, je ne vais pas faire Bloodlines 2.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the
I think I
following
heard Chief
story.
Junlei looking for you. You better...
Reports from concerned supervisors indicate that rates of time theft are on the rise.
My boards are returning
Je
to
rigole
green.
parce que je l'ai dit quelques
What
fois
a weight
déjà.
that is off my shoulders.
Quelques.
I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive.
No,
if you've got
Frozen.
time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
You aiming to send a message? If so, we best do it now while we still got time.
Je suis en amitié maintenant avec le précurseur.
Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? That's on the final countdown. We're going offline in 3, 2, 1.5... No. Wait, I've lost track of my weeks. Maybe it was 36 or... sometime dire soon.
Mais du coup, oui, non, c'est pas possible parce que là, il faudrait que je me dédouble pour faire ce que j'ai à faire. Mais là, je sais pas. Je ne pourrais pas jouer à Bloodlines, même si j'en avais la volonté.
Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's forecasted to last for months, during which we'll lose signal to the station.
And that's our problem, how?
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. We can't spare people for routine maintenance. Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to approve the budget for a diagnostic expedition. But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting denied by Junlei. The chief. I should say no, but why not? Maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Awesome.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain.
Ils ont prolongé
I
d'une
could do
semaine.
with some leisure reading.
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Better late than never, eh? The relay stations orbit the edge of the Halcyon system, so they tend to receive the majority of any transmissions from Earth. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to sort through. It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them.
Ok. Alors. Pourquoi quand je fais activer les quêtes inactives, il le fait pas? Ah. Ah oui, non, mais pourquoi je fais ça? La prime déjà. Du coup, l'événement de Destiny est prolongé d'une semaine puisqu'il y a eu... Il y a ce bug là qui softlock sur les vigies. Mais après, nous, ça nous arrive qu'une fois sur 3, ça va. Et pareil, quand on faisait un petit tempo sur la phase des pestes, ça marche aussi. Donc bon.
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off.
Ah oui, bah ça va se reproduire, hein, ça c'est sûr.
He tell you that, did he? I might have kicked his ass from one end of the groundbreaker to the other a few years back. Whatever he reads into that is his business. Have I? Still waiting to hear back on...
Le problème, c'est que mon perso, il ment pas, normalement. Mais bon. Il tue pas non plus sans raison, comme ça, vénère.
Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
Oh, let's go! J'aurais mis des petites armes à mes équipiers. Vous avez vu? 3 fois rien. Ok. Alors attendez, parce que l'autre, il faut que je lui parle dans le camion. Dans le camion, oui. Retournons dans le camion.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not. I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford. His office is on the promenade. Have yourself a...
C'est toi. Ok. Ensuite. Récupérer l'arme scientifique de Phineas dans son laboratoire, ok. Le relais. Vaisseau. Scylla. Udom. Ah ben on est bon, il faut tout faire là-haut. Donc, let's go. Let's go. J'ai parlé à tout le monde, j'ai fait tous les dialogues du précurseur. OMG. Quasi 3 heures. Il nous reste lui. C'est le der des der.
Ah, the
Ah oui, je me
board.
rappelle.
Organized, efficient, competent. Well, mostly.
I think everything in here is worth more than I made in my whole life.
Defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Il est mort.
Oh.
Attends. Voilà.
Oh. Has... Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
Question hyper indiscrète.
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? It must have been lost with Alex, then. One more tragedy to top the pile. Tell me, how did he die? Oh, awful business, that. But why? How? No. Best not to ask after the gory details. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table. That's...
C'est pas un mensonge, j'ai pas parlé avec Alex.
That's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine, really. It's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work. Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? You might be surprised. But we'll proceed on the assumption she'll be reasonable. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work? Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands. I have few complaints.
Oh, good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit? No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no. Best to be clear, I believe. You refer to the radiator issue? Oh, goodness, it was dreadful. I was sweating constantly. Chief Tennyson certainly did take her time resolving it. I owe you a debt then. I was going through 3-4 shirts a day. Still, that Tennyson woman. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
She did everything she could. It was your people's fault, not Junlei's.
My, aren't you, excitable. Oh, sweetie. I don't owe a
le
grease-stained
connard.
wrench jockey like her the time of day, let alone my deference. I'm sorry my temper got away from me. Please accept my sincerest apologies to you and your friend.
Oh, I'm not used to folks saying sorry. It's not all right exactly, but I appreciate the apology, I guess.
Well, now that that's dealt with, was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very
Il est joli
large?
le tissu de son
Tremendously
haut là.
impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course. Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign. When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care. A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use. Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use. Ask away.
Bisous. Du coup, allons voir elle. Mais j'ai pas les 10 000 là. Est-ce qu'il faut que j'aille faire ça? Enfin, je sais plus lequel, mais on se comprend. J'ai pas les 10 000. Terrible. Mais j'ai combien d'ailleurs? J'ai 13 000, je crois. Bonjour, j'ai assez d'argent. Mais est-ce que du coup, elle me le ferait gratos?
If you're here for this week's
Vrai.
Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the Sublight offices. She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there anything else? Want to try?
les lunettes? Oh, je dirais plus 15 perspicacité moins 1, dommage. Alors là, physique, mentale, personnalité. Tu pétais de thunes. Alors, tac tac
I'm gonna
tac.
be able to set foot on a whole other planet. I know Monarch's a moon. I think it counts anyhow.
Monarch is a wretched hive of terrorism and...
Comment on avance?
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie.
Après, vous voyez, je vous ai dit, on fait beaucoup de blabla, tout ça, mais j'ai la satisfaction que la zone, elle est vraiment explorée à fond. Il n'y a pas d'entourloupe. Bah, elle est où? C'est à Ellie qu'il fallait parler. J'ai un tilt. Je suis là, je suis là. C'est bon.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
J'ai eu le succès d'avoir plus de 75% de réputation avec 3 factions.
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Something on your mind?
C'est parti.
I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination.
Merci pour ton sub, Yoko-san.
Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do. Sure do. Some of it was even legal. There's a lot of business that goes through the Groundbreaker. Some of it's board-authorized freight hauling, and some of it's not. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way. Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long. Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Aw, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance. No complaints here.
Okay. Ah, faut qu'on aille parler à elle. Oui. J'ai failli oublier d'aller lui parler. Maintenant que j'ai accès.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
If this is something Tobias could handle, see yourself out the door. Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood? Don't go looking for anything, except salvage. Just watch out. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
Good enough for me.
Allez, boum! On enchaîne. Je suis à 80. Non, j'ai encore 4 points. Allons-y. Ok. Par contre, toi, si je t'emmène avec moi, faut qu'on te mette une tenue. Ah, c'est bon, compétence technologie. Tout va bien. J'aime bien ce qu'elle a comme arme. Je dois dire. Ça lui va bien. Ok.
We're not
On
gonna
est au
have to
top.
hurt nobody, are we?
C'est terrible, j'ai envie de faire les annexes, quoi. Bon, pour l'instant, on a fait toutes les annexes qu'on a croisées, d'ailleurs.
CNP pancake mix. Now we're
Pourquoi je me TP pas? Bon, c'est pas grave. Mais comme ça, on va passer devant Félix, on va voir s'il y a un truc à dire. Ah, mais il est plus là. Peut-être qu'il m'attend là-bas. Oh non. Ah si, bien ce que je pensais.
Hey, you got a second?
Comme quoi, hein, je m'en souviens bien du jeu.
Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
Du coup, je sais pas si t'as entendu Royokosan, mais je te disais merci beaucoup pour ton sub. Je sais que des fois, du coup, ça n'affiche plus la page quand on le fait.
Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
You got a crew now, Felix.
Somehow, I always find my way back to the Groundbreaker. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way. That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than rung leech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker. Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it. Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives. Yeah, I guess my ship did arrive in the end. I've got you to thank for that. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
Let's go. Hop. Du coup, alors le truc, Félix. Oh mais Félix est déjà bien équipé, c'est parfait. Bon, il est encore au corps par contre. Dégâts aux ennemis lâches. Faut que j'aille parler à l'autre.
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing.
Oh! Désolée, mais j'ai pris un item, ça m'énerve. Ah, c'est pas mal ça. Pas mal du tout. Laissez Sam tranquille. Ceci n'est pas un pétunia, plante pétunia. Très bien. C'est livré cornet de partout et les marches sont remplies de grillages. Ma première clé à molette, un cadeau de mon père. C'est mon ami la plus fidèle. Donc ça c'est la cabine de Parvati. Journal de Félix. Je me suis dit qu'il valait mieux mettre mes pensées par écrit au cas où je commencerai à perdre la boule. La violence n'est pas une réponse, la violence est une question et la réponse est oui. Signé par 2 des plus grands joueurs de la Ligue. À la gloire de l'incendie. Collection d'essais de contrebande rédigée par des anarchistes anonymes. Appelle à un anéantissement total du système corporatif et de la machine de l'oppression. On dirait que ce livre n'a jamais été ouvert. L'agent Khan pourra-t-il sauver Tati Cléo de la menace des fanatiques du week-end? Ok, je vais pas vous lire tout ça, c'est trop long. Si, allez. Réflexion et qualifications diverses. Règles principales de gestion restrictive. Leçons et maximes sur le bannissement de la littérature immorale. Preuve de l'existence du grand architecte et de la prédestination. Conséquences sur l'esprit et la volonté de l'homme perverti, liste officielle des œuvres interdites, prérequis pour approfondir l'enquête. Ça me fait trop rire, c'est que lui il veut juste tous les voir, en fait, les trucs interdits. Perles méditatives. Polies par l'usage, ces perles sont souvent utilisées pour méditer sur les 6 piliers du scientisme. Loi du plus fort. La nature rejette toute égalité, le plus fort survit, le plus faible subit, permettant ainsi l'amélioration du groupe. Déterminisme. Nous sommes tous des machines moléculaires, le corps est un ensemble d'atomes, l'esprit est une conséquence de réactions chimiques. Nos vies sont ainsi prédestinées à suivre un chemin qui est seulement visible rétrospectivement. Empirisme. Le seul véritable savoir est celui que l'on peut observer, quantifier et mesurer soi-même. L'expérimentation scientifique est le seul moyen de comprendre le plan complexe de l'univers. Stoïcisme, c'est la raison et non pas l'émotion qui définit l'ordre moral. La sagesse veut que l'on accepte les vicissitudes de la vie avec grâce et dignité. Ordre théologique. Toutes les choses ont une raison d'exister et un but à servir. Le but de l'humanité est de parvenir enfin à déverrouiller et résoudre l'équation universelle. Soutien de la science. Le but de l'humanité sera atteint grâce à la prouesse scientifique. Les progrès de la science et de la technologie rapprochent l'humanité de l'accomplissement de son rôle dans le cosmos. Ces livres ne sont plus imprimés depuis un demi-siècle. Des notes ont été griffonnées dans les marges et beaucoup de passages ont été soulignés. Certaines pages commencent à se détacher à cause de la colle jaunie et craquelée de la reliure. Équité et équation. Le journal de Maximilien de Soto. Personne n'est en mesure de déchiffrer ce qui est écrit dans ce journal, excepté le vicaire. Impossible de s'en détacher lors de l'inquisition scientifique, bureau des littératures. Dédicacé, qui détient le record du plus grand nombre d'accidents mortels sur le terrain depuis 3 saisons.
As always, the simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Pardon, mais ça me fait rire ce qu'on peut dire. Cassez-vous!
Watch the big finale, but you know that
Something on your mind?
Des ciseaux pour découper, de la gaze, des scalpels pour soigner les blessures. C'est vintage. Pour désinfecter l'équipement sûrement. Ce qui ne vous tue pas vous donne le tétanos.
Hey, Captain. So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages? I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure.
Eh ben.
I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet. Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. It made my chest hurt, kinda.
La deuxième réponse est terrible.
I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways, not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold. When folks start implying you're a little different from an automechanical, you start to wonder. I guess I just needed to talk. I'm feeling a touch better. Thanks for hearing me out, Captain. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel? They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close. I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years?
Il y a 3 heures.
Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
Excellente idée, l'alcool résout tous les problèmes.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be ready.
Bon, on va y retourner. Y a pas de souci. Par contre, on va vraiment avoir un problème de timing parce que tant que je finis ce qu'on est en train de faire. Ouh.
This is my favorite room. It's so spacious.
Alors déjà, je vais demander à elle.
Welcome back, Captain.
Quelle
Now
c'est
that
de
you have
Sam?
acquired a nav key to Stellar Bay, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals,
C'est vrai qu'on
it's
cherche des
Hiram.
produits chimiques.
I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound. Come see me in my lab. I'll answer any questions you have. Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate. Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? A neutron walks into a bar and asks, "How much for a Rizzo's rum and something?" Leering, the bartender replies, "For you, no charge." Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song. As you wish. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope? When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system? A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. Of course. What part of the... We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees... I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are more than welcome, Captain.
Avec le sourire.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid. How can I be of assistance? What? Where in Terra 2?
Oh.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say, a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet. You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain. I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes. Of course.
Allez, le dernier.
Where in Monarch?
Oh merde, il y en a deux.
Ah, Monarch, the armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port in Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. Of course. What? Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death. There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia. There is only death. The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad. This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
Très bien. Du coup, on doit retourner avec l'autre.
Do return in one. Peace.
Comme ça, j'aurais vraiment fini tout ce que je peux faire pour l'instant sur Précurseur. J'ai trop hâte de la session de cette nuit, du coup, la suite. Tant que finalement, les 2 premières zones, c'est les zones dont je me souvenais le plus, en fait. C'est un peu ça, le truc. Donc forcément... Ah! Ça, c'est un DLC. On pourra toujours regarder le truc. Normalement, ça c'est recommandé niveau 25, je crois que c'était mis sur le début. 25 ou 30, je sais pas. Hop. Et qu'est-ce que je voulais dire? Oui, pour ceux qui sont sur live, on va aller sur Power Watch Simulator 2 après, là. Le vrai, le fini. Enfin, à 16h. Du coup, on va faire un autre petit truc avant parce qu'il est pas à 16h. Mais...
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner? Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert? Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper. Oh, wow. You remembered. Well, that's fruit and such, right? Okay, wine it is. Bottoms up.
I'm no expert on wine, but ain't you supposed to drink that stuff with your little finger up?
Wow, this is really kind of nice, actually. Who'd have guessed old fruit could taste so good? Oh, Captain, I'm pining for June like something fierce. What am I doing? I mean, just with Junlei. I don't know what to do about us. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all. It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her?
On sait pas où la sauvegarde auto. Tant pis pour la perspicacité. Ah, c'est dommage.
Well, maybe she just wanted to let me know her preferences. In a less
Je pense que c'est
awkward
plus
way.
ça, hein, Parvati.
But that made it more awkward. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve. Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink. Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy. Hydration, here I come.
Good thinking, boss. You just saved Parvati a whole lot of trouble.
Shush you. Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but I'm so scared. Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me? There's nothing easy about spilling your guts to the person who's got your heart in their hands. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not? What do you mean, Captain? So if I'm doing my very best to be kind and open-hearted, I shouldn't worry how she
Oui,
thinks of
voilà.
me? Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts. Yeah. I like the way you put that, like, it's okay to want to be better for her, and not impossible to try. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... wow. So much to think about. Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. Do you think I should? All right. There's no need to strip your screws over it. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
You know something, Parvati? You ought to come drinking with the crew more often.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together. Come on, let's go.
Les doublages de jeu sont vraiment bons, hein. Attends, je vais aller parler à l'autre. Ce sera un peu awkward, c'est pas mal. Ah merde, c'est l'autre côté. On y retourne. Vite. Oh. C'est quoi le nom de ma quête principale là? Atelier Monarque. Ok. Monarque? Je me souviens des ennemis. Enfin d'un ennemi. Je crois qu'il y a la menthe, machin truc, sur Monarque. La fameuse. Bonjour.
Felix Millstone. Nice to see you out of docking bay. Keeping your nose clean?
Yes, ma'am. Been at least a couple weeks since my last nose-related incident.
Uh-huh. I'm glad to see you in a captain's custody. Just try not to steal any critical parts from my ship.
It's possible I got caught lifting some spare parts a couple years back, but it was only just that one time. Honest.
I'd tell you to stay out of trouble, but I know you'll find it anyway. Whatever you do, just make sure I don't find out.
C'était très intéressant tout ça. Hop! Direct à l'intérieur, comme ça on repart la Parvati. Qui est là?
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar.
Mais non.
I did have fun, and I tried some things I never would have otherwise. Some of the drinks we tried I even liked. I guess it's not all disgusting. And I don't feel it today.
Là, j'ai bien.
I guess that water must have worked. I'm glad I had you looking out for me. I messaged Junlei when we got back, and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry for the typos. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises. Oh, isn't she sweet? Like one of those two-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal and, I should be glad to perhaps take hold of your hand, miss. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. But anyhow, thanks for taking me out, Captain.
C'est quoi la suite de la quête? Quête terminée. Parfait. Travail terminé. Merveilleux. Oh, je suis presque level 12. Eh, ça me donne envie de faire les quêtes annexes. J'ai quand même fait tout ça. Fouiller, ce sera par ça qu'on recommencera. Le terminal de Sorn. Et ensuite, on verra. En vrai, j'irais bien faire des trucs. Ah, faut qu'on aille voir... Faut qu'on aille sur le labo du gars, je dirais. Ça peut être pas mal. Trouve le capitaine sur Silon. On a ça, écoutez. En vrai, on pourra aller faire ça. Bref, on fait tout, quoi. Vous avez compris. Écoutez. On va s'arranger. Normalement, en rajoutant la grosse nocturne là, déjà ça va rajouter un gros temps de jeu, donc ça devrait le faire. Épisode un peu trop long d'ailleurs pour la rediff, mais bon, comme ça on a bouclé tout ce qui était sur le précurseur actuellement. C'est une bonne chose de fait. Et maintenant ça va s'ouvrir. Par contre, ouais, comme je vous disais, il est censé y avoir 16 quêtes annexes sur Monarch. Donc Monarch, va falloir qu'on soit un peu plus raisonnable peut-être. À voir.